While working with the Writing Center tutor or a writing associate throughout the writing process, it is essential that the tutee care about the direction of his or her work. This investment in the assignment is also known as agency. In a working environment where this agency is present, the writer and the writing associate or tutor will be able to work symbiotically.
Ideally, the tutor will give guidance to the tutee or group of peer writers without taking control of the work, and the tutees will be able to use this guidance to motivate their flow of ideas throughout the brainstorming, researching, drafting, and editing processes. Non-agency is the exact opposite of this concept. The writer or group of writers will be completely reliant on their tutor's ideas, effectively allowing the tutor to appropriate their paper.
In the following scene, a group of peers are starting a paper about the influence of rock music on contemporary American teens. They meet with a writing associate for advice to guide them through their writing process.
So we know you took this class last semester, and we were just wondering if you had any ideas about where we should start, because
Yeah, it's on rock music and teenagers.
Yeah, and I don't know, what do you think we should do? What databases should we use?
In this instance, the group members are allowing their writing associate to have complete control over the direction of their paper. Essentially, they are sitting back and taking a passive role in the writing process. This behavior does not create a productive work ethic within the group. They are becoming entirely dependent on their writing associate, which is not a solid foundation from which a group paper can be written. Instead, the group members should take active roles in the initial stages of the outlining process and become agents of their own writing. Alright, so it seems like you guys are having a hard time figuring out how to start the outline for this paper. So let's just take a few minutes to step back and talk about what interests you most about this topic. And then your best ideas will grow from there. Do you see what I'm saying?
Through this discussion, with minimal help from the writing associate, the group members were able to share their diverse ideas about the paper topic and fuse them together into one comprehensive outline.
With the due date steadily approaching, the group began the drafting process early enough to allow several drafts to be written. They are still focusing on hammering out the macro structure of their composition and avoiding spending too much time on sentence-level concerns like spelling and grammar. This group has a rough draft prepared, but they are dissatisfied with the flow of the piece. They bring their rough draft to their WA and ask if he can help them arrange their ideas in a logical order by assigning a number to each paragraph.
These students felt it was unnecessary to have a personal meeting with their WA to go over final editing concepts. Instead, they asked their WA to make in-text corrections and email back to them. Unfortunately, these students are missing out on an opportunity to engage in a conversation with their WA to learn about editing strategies such as backwards reading.
Alright, so when you guys were writing this paper, did any specific grammatical or stylistic problems come up while you were going through it?
Well, we tended to get so caught up every time we read it. We were really enthusiastic with our concepts that we'd always end up forgetting to look at the lower order concerns.
Like grammar and just general editing and stuff.
Okay, well one thing you might try doing is reading backwards, because it allows you to look at every sentence and every word individually outside of its own context, so you don't get caught up in the flow of the paper so much as just grammar and syntax.
Cool. Alright, we should do that now.
We'll try that.
Awesome.
Instead of handing off their papers to the WA for editing, they had a conversation with their WA about some editing concerns and learned a new strategy that they can use for future papers.
This peer review session maximizes the students' interaction with the WA. Not only do the students end up with a final proofread draft, but they also walked away with new planning, revising, and editing strategies, which will benefit them on future papers. This session was all about restoring the writer's agency in the process. Because they have learned and honed the necessary skills during the course of the editing process for this paper, the students will not be as reliant on their WA in future peer review sessions.